All right, let's watch Ben Shapiro get owned. There's more of this, actually. This is not the first
And gives you very little in return. Government is what takes all of your money and gives you very little in return.
That is not true.
Okay, that's kind. I mean, it's kind of true. It depends on the kind of government. Yeah, that is what taxes are for. But taxes are theft, children. Taxes are the government takes a part of the money that you spend.
So this is like a meme, right? And obviously I don't really care because it's like lol, Ben Shapiro, whatever. But could you imagine if like I went to a kindergarten and started talking to them about how fucking communism is the way? These motherfuckers want to stop people from saying sharing is caring. Like they think sharing is caring is like too much. It's too much commie shit. They want to like delete children's books that have values like that in them because like it goes against a hyper-capitalist point of view, right? And then he does this shit, which by the way, ultimately I don't really care. Like I don't care. I think it's like funny that he did this. I almost want to do this to talk to them about fucking communism just to see how much Ben Shapiro and others would lose their shit. Also, teaching kids about gender at that age is significantly healthier than trying to educate them on how taxation is theft, okay? The queer library hour at the kindergarten is infinitely more understandable than fucking trying to brainwash them with like objectivist Ayn Rand thought.
Earn or the property value of your house.
On useless stuff. What about debt?
Mostly, yes. I mean, they're supposed to spend it on things like the police. They're not supposed to spend it on just random projects or silly things that they have in their head, and they tend to spend it on kind of silly things.
Yeah, like fucking, I don't know, defending the nation state project that Israel has, or giving them, you know, billions and billions of dollars for the Iron Dome. Like that, would Ben Shapiro consider that to be a silly project? No, he would not. He would say that's actually the most important thing that you can spend money on. It's only a silly project when it's fucking infrastructure, okay? Oh yeah? You think we should build bridges in Pittsburgh? How about you build a bridge and get over it? You know, you silly goose.
We are today at a public library, and I know what you're thinking. Ben, haven't you read all the books there already? Of course I have, but that's not why we're here. My producers have given me a stack of cards. They have a bunch of terms on them having to do with the government. I have to explain these to very, very small children in a fashion that kids can understand. So we'll find out how this is going to go. This video is sponsored by our friends over at Conservakids.
What the fuck is Conservakids? Conservakids raise kids who love America, children's books that teach core American values. American values are under attack. Today's culture is actively trying to diminish the value of freedom, courage, and hard work, and by inundating our children with messages that undermine their principles. Like, sharing is caring, okay? Like, when they say American kids are being indoctrinated to anti-American values, they mean like literally helping, sharing. Like, that's communism. I fucking hate these people, man. They are such scum fuckers. Like, holy shit. They're literally trying to make people as awful as they are. Like, kids are beautiful. They're fucking, they're like a blank slate. They're innocent. And you're turning around and you're like, actually, you should be a scumbag like me.
I've seen my mom look at him on Facebook. She said he was a very smart guy.
Do you think he is?
Well, now that I've met him, maybe.
Freedom. Okay, freedom.
Definition?
Oh yeah, give me a definition. Go for it.
America.
Definition of freedom is America. Okay, that's actually, okay, I kind of like that. I'm with you. America. Okay, so
America.
freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want.
Unless you're a Republican, in which case, like, freedom is the ability to do whatever you want. And also extra freedom if you're a Republican, in which where you can literally stop others from doing whatever they want. Like, you get extra liberties when you're a Republican to be able to, I don't know, manage the government despite holding on to like 30% of the fucking voter base of the Republican Party. You can get the Republican Party to act out on your ridiculous desires, even if 75% of the country believes that abortion, especially in the first trimester, should be a constitutionally protected right. One that would even be considered a super precedent by even the most reactionary Supreme Court justices. But of course, as long as you're fucking evangelical, that means you have extra rights. Okay, kids?
Okay, the president.
Oh.
Okay. Who knows who the president is right now?
Biden.
Yeah.
Biden. Joe Biden.
That's right.
Unfortunately, Joe Biden.
I'm with you.
Unfortunately, Joe Biden.
Yeah, unfortunately, Joe Biden. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Trump,
Yeah.
he is the best. He was better.
I mean, it is kind of sad to see, like, I guess it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's just fucking kids, you know, they're gonna they're going to change their minds regardless. But it still is kind of sad to see how much indoctrination can occur. It just shows the views of their parents. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, I mean, I love Obama because my mom loved Obama. No, for sure. And after a certain point, like, you either become a dummy who just like votes the party line and doesn't really think about it at all, think about these things at all, or you fucking stumble across the HasanAbi broadcast originally as a hater and you're like, oh, fuck this guy, I hate this guy. You come in to just like shit on me, and then you realize like, wait a minute, maybe I like this guy actually. I think he has some good ideas, and you know, maybe he's a funny, charismatic individual. You know, I'm gonna actually pay attention to this guy, and then you find yourself becoming a socialist, and that's fine. That's cool as well.
Yo,
Quantitative easing.
what?
Wow, who put this one in here?
What is that?
All right, are we really gonna do
Who's
this?
laughing?
We could do this. Okay,
No.
so yeah, I know. I'm with you.
Everybody's laughing.
The reason that they're laughing is because this is super duper complicated. If you guys went to the store with Monopoly money, could you buy anything?
No.
No, you couldn't. Why not?
Because it's fake.
Because it's not real money. There is an agency of the federal government. It's called the Federal Reserve. Okay, the Federal Reserve controls how many dollars are out there. If they just print a bunch of dollars and then they just give you those dollars, it turns out they didn't make you rich. All that happened is that your dollar now doesn't buy as many things. If the Federal Reserve just makes $1,000 and gives it to you and gives it to everybody, you can't buy an ice cream bar with $1 anymore. Now the ice cream bar is going to cost like $1,000. Okay, that's what quantitative easing.
So why has like inflation been way stagnant in comparison to fucking how much quantitative easing has happened over the course of the past like fucking 10 to 20 years? What the fuck? You haven't tried to buy ice cream recently, have you? Yeah, no, I'm so out of touch, dude. That's why I think ice cream is only like fucking $5, you know? How stupid of me when I haven't realized that it's actually $1,000 now.
Conservakids. Conservakids brings you books like Home of the Brave, for example, in which they discuss things like American values and American history. They're beautifully illustrated.
This is literally a hashtag ad. Sometimes being brave means signing your name. Here are the men of the American Revolution. We call them our founding fathers. They owned slaves, and they actually thought that that was poggers. The king was a big bully named George III. Our founders had to be brave to win their independence from the king and Great Britain because they were
really
courageous.
well-written, and they have values that you can feel comfortable sharing with your children, which is the most important thing. There's so many forces out there that are seeking to twist what kids think. There's so many people out there who want your...
Wait, but he's literally doing that. Like, he's doing that right now. He's like, there's so many people that are twisting how kids think, which is why we need to twist them into how, you know, we think. That's better.
What does the government do?
What does the government do? Okay, so there's various kinds of government. There's your local government, like where you live. And then there's the state government, like the state of Florida, and then there's the federal government. They all do different things. Federal government, the Constitution says what the federal government can do. Make sure that there's an army and a navy and an air force, and that they are able to protect us against people who would want to attack the United States. That's the biggest thing the federal government.
The federal government is here exclusively to fucking, you know, protect us by building an army. That's it. Bro, Ben Shapiro, like, I love Ben Shapiro's take. His approach to this is like literally like a theocratic monarchy. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, the monarch will, you know, take some of your gold and then turn around and pay for a standing army when it's time to go, you know, purge the barbarians at the gates. That's the only thing that the government is supposed to do. It's like, what about healthcare, roads, infrastructure, schooling?
And there's the federal government. The federal government, the Constitution says what the federal government can do. Make sure that there's an army and a navy and an air force, and that they are able...
The army and a navy and an air force, bro. That's it. That's what the government does. Government when army, navy, air force. That's it.
Do you think the Supreme Court will overturn Roe versus Wade?
Wow. I think the Supreme Court will not overturn Roe versus Wade, unfortunately. I have a feeling that the Supreme Court...
Unfortunately, kids, the Supreme Court will not be overturning Roe v. Wade. Oh, bummer, dude. What? Fuck. I'm literally 6 right now, and I'm so bummed right now, dude. That's crazy. I wish he debated them. That'd be pretty funny. Like, Ben Shapiro destroys 6-year-old in the marketplace of ideas. There's not enough of that. That's the good stuff. That's what I want to see. Like a kid being like, My mom says sharing is caring. And the Ben Shapiro's like, that's communist bullshit.
Do you think we can have a stable government again?
I mean, I think that the government is still pretty stable, is the truth. We should be grateful to live in a country where the government is this stable. The truth is that if you look at history and if you look at all other countries, there are a lot of countries that really don't have a stable government, and it's really difficult.
It's because we fucked them up. A lot of countries don't have a stable government because we've decided that they have natural resources that we need to extract, you know? Some countries want to do what is known as autonomy, children. That's when, you know, some countries decide, hey, we have stuff coming out of our backyard. We should perhaps, you know, make the money for ourselves and use it on our own people. And then we say, as America, no, you can't do that. And then we go in there and we kill those people.
Which is tougher, talking to kids about government or explaining government to Democrats?
Oh, by far, it's more difficult to explain government to Democrats because they're so certain about the things that they know, and those things are just wrong. Whereas kids just don't know things, and you can actually explain.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like kids are easier to indoctrinate into my worldview than like adult Democrats. When you tell them taxation is theft, people go, hey, you sound like a fucking idiot. Like, how do we build the roads then, Ben? You know, and that's the harder to brainwash when someone understands that, like, you know, taxes are a necessity for infrastructure that we rely on.